Hi everybody, I'm Arif.
And I'm Ali.
As you're aware, we are BTD coaches and master trainers. So we're going to try out this new format. In this format, we're going to discuss things that are top of our minds, and I'm certain that many of you viewers will benefit from it. In this episode, we're going to pick up a question or a series of questions that people ask us very often about productivity and about getting things done. So Ali's got the questions with him. Ali, why don't you go ahead and read the first question and we'll answer what we think about it.
All right, sounds good. This is the first question. So we're all using WhatsApp today and it's widely used for work. And a lot of work-related communications happens through email, WhatsApp, phone calls. So how do you capture tasks given the inflows from all these various devices sources? Sometimes files, PDFs are also sent by WhatsApp, and out of time pressure, people review it on the phone, and the entire thread is not captured anywhere else, and much data is difficult to retrieve. It's a big hassle. So how do you guys manage it? So Arif, how do you manage your WhatsApp?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Just like there is a way to get our email inbox to zero, there is a way to get WhatsApp messages inbox to zero. And when I figured that out, then it was very simple. Then it was applying all the tips and tricks I would for my email inbox to my WhatsApp inbox. So I've written a blog post on it. Maybe we can share that in the description below that describes it out in detail. But very briefly, I went through every communication that I was receiving and asked, do I want to continue receiving this communication? And if not, I excuse myself out of those groups. There are some perhaps nice drafts that we can, I don't know if you can share it, it'll be easier, but some draft or text that, how do you excuse yourself out of WhatsApp groups? One way of saying that is, I'm only taking messages from projects that I'm currently working on. And since this is no longer an active project for me, please excuse me, I'm going to excuse myself out of this group. There are people who send me on broadcast lists. Earlier, I used to be quite shameless in blocking those people out, and that even worked. But then I realized that I don't necessarily need to do that. I just need to ask them, hey, I'm flooded by messages. Could you please skip me from your broadcast list? And people would be very sensitive and apologetic. Oh, sorry that I troubled you, and I'd be out of the broadcast list without looking like a Mino and just blocking them out without giving a reason. So once I remove myself from WhatsApp groups, once I've blocked messages out, what was left were really meaningful messages to me. Many times I would read the message, I'd got the information and I would archive it. There are different ways how to archive on an iPhone and how to archive in Android. iPhone, you just have to swipe, you move your finger from right to left and it's archived. In Android, I think you have to select the message and there is an archive button that comes on the top menu bar and you click that and it's archived. So the message is not gone. And the search function in WhatsApp is as good as I've seen in anywhere else. If you want to search for that particular message, if you just remember a word from that message or the sender, the search function in WhatsApp is very powerful. It's very easy to find messages, attachments there. So once you have it, archive it, search for it, it comes up just like that. And for messages where I need to do something about, I create a task for myself in my task app. The task app I use is To Do. So, but whichever task app is that, I create that, hey, I need to get back to so-and-so person. And I do that. Rarely I leave the message unread and then I get back to them by end of the day. Many days I'm able to archive all messages, create tasks for myself and archive those after created tasks and get to WhatsApp inbox zero. Some days I'm not able to do that as well, but I know there is a way to do it. So that keeps me relaxed. Very, very long answer. I didn't want it to be that long, but I hope that gives some direction to whoever asked the question and to you viewers as well. But Ali, what about you? What are your tips, tricks, and hacks on how you manage WhatsApp?
Yeah, just like anything in any other source of information that's coming, whether it's email, WhatsApp, for you to be able to manage it well, you need to have a good GTD system and a good place to store your reference files as well. If you don't have that, then no matter, even if you get a little input, it'll give you a lot of stress. So once you have that in place, then it's just a matter of, applying the tips that Arif talked about. So one of the things that I do is the flow is quite high in WhatsApp. So I pin some of the messages in the moment so I know I have some action to be dealt with it. So it doesn't get lost in the backlog of messages that are coming. And then when I'm back on my desk and back to my cockpit, then I add them to my JTD system with the relevant context. And then, I'm free to kind of archive those messages. That's how I handle it.
There was one additional point in the question about attachments and PDFs.
Yeah, I find myself forwarding it to Evernote. That's how I do it. I save that message in Evernote, then the whole attachment itself gets there. And Evernote is my place where a whole lot of my support files are stored and managed.
But I think a really useful tip on WhatsApp is, since we are used to WhatsApp and since we're checking it very often, if there is something that WhatsApp can work as a capture device for something that you want to remind yourself to do, you can send yourself a message. Often I use that for myself. Sometimes it's a document that I want handy. I've used it for boarding passes, a boarding pass that I want handy when I'm trying to get onto a flight. So I message that to myself, or I ask somebody to message it to me. So it's so handy and so fast that I need it. And once I have the boarding pass, I don't need it anymore. Then I archive it. Other tips and reminders that I want for myself, I message it to myself. So how do you message to yourself? It's pretty simple. I created a group, which is myself and Ali in it, and I called it Arif's Personal Room. And once I created a group with Ali in it, I booted Ali out of the group, and there's just me left in it. So I create a new message and I search for Arif and I put it in that group, and it comes back as an unread message. So a nice temporary way, if you know something you want to capture immediately that you'll get done, move out of it immediately. It works so that it's out of your head and it's there when you need it. And once you deal with it, it's out forever. Yeah, thought I'd put that out there as well.
All right, cool. That was helpful.